Om Shuklam Bharadharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham karishyami siddhir me sada yenakshara samamnayam adhigamya maheshwarat kritsnam vyakaranam proktam tasmai paninaye namaha Vakyakaram Vararuchim Bhashyakaram Patanjalim Paninim Sutrakarancha Pranatosmi Munitrayam Vagartha Viva Samprikto Vagartha Pratipattaye Jagatah Pitaro Vande Parvati Parameshwaro Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Namaste everyone, welcome. So in the warm-up, there was just some simple sentences that we've seen before. These are from the 4th case exercises. So we're going to start doing more warm-ups like this so that we can jump to our Tattvabodha. But did anybody have any questions with any of these sentences that are there? Okay, doesn't look like it. We didn't chant our Maheshwara Sutta. Let's chant that. Om A I Un Rilik E Ong I Ouch Haya Varata Lan Yamangana Nam Jabhangya Ghadhadash Jabagadadash Kapha Chatata Chatatav Kapai Shashasar Hal Iti Maheshwarani Sutrani Om Tip Thas Ji Sip Thas Tha Mip Vas Mas Ta Atham Jha Thas Atham Dhvam It Vahi Mahing Om Su O Jas Am Ot Shas Ta Bhyam Bhis Ne Bhyam Bhyas Ngasi Bhyam Bhyas Ngas Os Am Ni Os Sup. Okay. So today what we're going to look at is we're going to go to Tattvabodha. We're going to look at and analyze some sentences, and we'll learn some more along the way there. And before we do that, I did want to touch on samasa quickly. We had some questions in our last class and I got some answers, so I wanted to follow up. So we were looking at Dvandva samasa, right? There's those 4 types of samasa, one of them being Dvandva samasa. And the meaning of both words have equal predominance. Ubhaya padartha pradhanam. So both have equal meaning. So 2 or more words are connected with cha, are compounded, and this kind of compound is called Dvandva samasa. There's two types. We're only really looking at one for right now. One question that we did have, so one example we saw, Ramascha Lakshmanascha Rama Lakshmano. So another example we were looking at is Putrascha Darascha Grihascha Puttadara Grahaha. And so one question was that Griha is Napumsaka Linga, right? So then the ending of the compound should also be Napumsaka Linga. So I asked Meda Michikaji that, and she did validate our concern. She said, looking up some of the dictionaries, Griha can be both in Punlinga and Napumsaka Linga. Okay, so can be in either. So this is not incorrect. However, I thought Napumsaka Linga usage is more common. So Napumsaka Linga is more common is what she's saying. So she modified this. The final sentence should look like this. Putrascha Darascha Grihamcha Putradara Grihani. Putradara Grihani. So now it's Napumsaka Linga ending, right? Like Palani or Jnanani. So it's not that this was completely incorrect, but as we were talking about, Griham is more commonly seen in Napumsaka Linga in the meaning of house. So therefore we do take so we'll take it as the whole word compounded will be Napumsaka Linga. Puttadara Grihani. Now there was another question that we had. This ishtanishtopapatishu samachittatvam. And so the way this works is we were saying is it works like this: A plus B times C. Yeah, we're in math class, right? So then you have to distribute. So it's AC plus BC, right? So similar with this, we were saying that ishtopapatti, right? And anishtapapatti together, shouldn't that be plural, right? I mean, sorry, dual. Shouldn't it be dual? And here we see plural. So the question is, why is it, since there's only two things, why are we not getting dual? And here we're getting plural. Does that make sense? That question we arrived at? Yeah. So the answer, she says, is the gaining of ishta. Oh, sorry. The gaining of ishta. Sorry, I don't know why it's zooming out. Gaining of ishta and anishta can be plural. So you can say ishtopapattayascha. So it can be plural. The whole thing can be plural, right? Because you're gaining multiple things. That gain is more than one. There's more than one gain. So ishtopapattayascha, anishtopapattayascha, ishtanishtopapattayaha. So when you're doing that distribution, you can see that there can be more than one thing. It's not just one ishta and one anishta that you're getting the upapatti. There's multiple upapatti, multiple gains. Gain of pleasant and unpleasant. So there's multiple things which we gain that are pleasant. There's multiple things that we gain which are unpleasant. And so together, ishta nishtopapattaya. Okay, does anybody have any questions on these? What case is the ending? The case is it's just like Hari. So it's like Harayaha, 1, 3. Pratama vibhakti bahuvachana. Harihi, Hari, Harayaha. Okay. So we've cleared that. We weren't wrong with our doubts, but we got some clarity. So hope that answers those questions. Okay. So this is Dvandva Samasa. Now let's go to, so the ending is correct in this example. Ishta nishtopapattishu. So you take ishta nishtopapatyaha, and then you have to make it into 7th case. 7th case plural. So this is correct, right? So first we do it in 1st case plural, and then we translate the whole thing to 7th case. So we would say teshu. So ishta, so we would add one word after the end of this. Ishta nishtopapatyaha. Then we would add teshu. So then the whole thing will become then 7, 3. 7th case. Ishta nishtopapattishu. Okay, that's just converting it to 7th case. Okay. All right. So let's go back to Tattvabodha. And please feel free to let me know if you want me to slow down, if you want me to speed up, or whatever is happening, because I can't hear you or know what's happening unless you tell me. So feel free to send me private chat or just type in the chat there, okay? So you can repeat after me. Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnana Pradam Gurum Mumukshu Nam Hitarthaya Tattvabodho Bhidhiyate. Okay, so while I'm reviewing what we did in this, I want to ask you all something. If you are willing to participate, you can tell me, everyone can tell me in the chat, do you want easy, medium, or hard question? Easy, medium, everyone will get one question that I'm going to ask. You can get an easy question, a medium question, or a hard question. And if you don't know, even the easy question you don't know, there's no shame, right? Just whatever. And I'm going to ask you all questions. Okay, one. All right, everyone wants easy questions. That means I'm going to give you all hard questions. Okay. So, abhidhiyate, right? We were seeing this verse. Abhidhiyate, we saw this last time. We find the verb first. So it's abhida lat karmani, meaning is presented. What is presented? Tattvabodha, right? The knowledge of the truth, Tattvabodha, is being presented. So first we can also, and then we're talking about natva. Natva is a verb-like word. It is an avyaya, but it has an action. So saluting, right? We're having saluted. So first we look at this. Let's look at this first. Saluting who? Vasudevendra Yogindram and Jnana Pradam Gurum. So really saluting the Guru, right? Well, they're all samanadikaranam, all 3 of these words, right? So we can take one of the main words is Guru, right? Saluting the Guru, the teacher, who is Jnana Pradam. So this is an adjective. Jnana pradam. The prada, dadatu becomes a it becomes a noun, but the giver of knowledge. Right? Giver of knowledge. So the guru, who's the giver of knowledge, is who we're saluting. And that person is Vasudevendra Yogindram. So Yogindra, this is indicating one thing. So in Indra here, right, we know Indra's the king of the Devas. So if we just say Indra, it just means the greatest one, the king. The king of who? King of the yogis. So among all yogis, he is the Yogindram. He is the greatest of all yogis. And his name most likely is Vasudevendra, the guru of the person that wrote this. Okay. So, having saluted the guru, who is the giver of knowledge, who is the king of all yogis, and who is named Vasudevendra. Yeah, we feel okay with that so far. This is what we saw. Yeah, thumbs up. Okay. Okay, so some easy questions. So I'm going to ask for the cases for the next two words. So I'll start with Haraprasadji. You can unmute yourself. Mumukshunam hitarthaya. What are the cases for each of those words?
Mumukshunam, it is 2-1.
Okay. And then hitarthaya?
Hitarthaya, it is a pratipadikam.
So it's, think of what is arthaya. What does it sound
Arthaya,
like?
4-1.
4-1, yeah.
Yeah.
So this one is 4-1.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And I'm going to go to the next person to help with Mumukshunam. Urmilaji?
It's 6-3.
It's 6-3, like Ramanam. Mumukshunam, Ramanam. So hitarthaya. Yeah, perfect. So 6-3. Okay. So now let's look at each of these words. Hitarthaya. So hitarthaya is, it's here, artha is the purpose, for the purpose or for the benefit. Artha just really means purpose, but hita means good, for the good purpose. And in English, we would say for the benefit or for the well-being, right? So for the benefit, if we put it in one word. Now, so this is hita, hitartha, akaranta, pullinga shabda, chaturthi vibhakti ekavachanam. And this is sampradane chaturthi to abhidhiyate. Okay. So mumukshunam, can someone break this word for me? Yeah. Urmilaji, I'm coming back to you.
It's
So what's the gender?
For the people who are looking for jnana, mumukshu.
Yeah, so for the people who are desirous of knowledge. So what do you think the gender is of this word?
Mumukshu, I think, is a neutral.
Yeah, it might be
Guru
neuter or
Shabda, Guru
masculine.
Shabda. So it's masculine. Guru Shabda.
Yeah, so masculine.
Guru Shabda.
Let's say masculine.
Masculine.
And then we know the case.
Mhm.
Shashti Vibhakti Bahuvachanam.
Bahuvachanam.
And then what kind of Shashti would we call this?
Sambandhe Shashti.
To which word?
Abhidiyate. It's
So
presented.
not to Abhidiyate. This is the tricky question.
Okay. It is Siddharthaya Jnana.
It connects to another noun.
I guess, yes. Saluting. Hitarthaya.
Or the well-being, yeah, of the mumukshu. Perfect. Yeah. So Sambandhe Shashti to Hitarthaya. Yeah, perfect. So most all the other cases, you have to say to the verb. But one is Shashti Vibhakti, Sambandhe Shashti, you connect it to another noun. Yeah. So saluting, saluting Vasudevendra, who is the king of all yogis, the teacher and the bestower of knowledge, the giver of knowledge. Tattvabodha, which is called the knowledge of the truth, right, is presented for the benefit of those who are desirous of moksha. Yeah. So let's move on to the next one. And we'll see this, okay? So you can repeat after me. Sadhana chatushtaya sampannadikarinam moksha sadhana bhutam tattvaviveka prakaram vakshyamaha. So you can try to say with me. Sadhana chatushtaya sampannadikarinam moksha sadhana bhutam tattva viveka prakaram vakshyamaha. There's no traditional tune, so we can stop it wherever we want. This is just, we read in this nice style. Hariprasad, do you have a question?
Mahodaya, Mumukshunam is which linga is that?
I'm not confident with the linga, so it might be, I'm not sure if it's masculine or neuter. We'll have to look that one up.
Okay. Dhanyavada. Mahodaya. Yeah.
I assumed it was masculine as well, but it might very well be neuter. So we'll have to double check that. Okay. This is okay. So what do we look for first when we're trying to translate a sentence? Okay. Kudiji and Premaji, do you have, what do we look for when we're trying to translate a sentence? You have to unmute.
Yeah, verb.
Yeah, we always look for the verb.
Yeah.
Now the verb is a little bit hard to find in here, but do you have any guess what the verb might be? It's a little hard to find.
Moksha sadhana. Moksha sadhana. Sadhana.
My clue is keep going to the end.
Sadhana bhuta.
No, keep going. What's the last word in the sentence?
Vakshyamaha.
Vakshyamaha. Yeah. Perfect. So that's why it's hard. It doesn't look like a normal verb, right? So vakshyamaha. So that's always a good clue with Tattvabodha especially, that the verb will sometimes still be at the end. We don't see that in Gita and Upanishad and stuff. The verb might be anywhere, but in Tattvabodha, it still gives us at the end. Okay. Now we start with Vakshyamaha. Vakshyamaha. Which lakara is Vakshyamaha? Okay, that's the hard question for today. And it's not lat lakara. Harpasaji, are you answering the question or what is that?
Is it Vidhiling?
Not Vidhiling.
No, it is not. I know it is not lut or lot or lung or rut. It is something else. That much
Something else. Okay. So let's look at this word Vakshyamaha. So any final guesses in the chat? Okay. Because we've only seen lut, this is not your fault. So, but this is a very common one as well that we see. So what we're going to learn is we're going to learn this. Okay, this is in your book, in book 1. This is page 50. Page 50 in book 1. Or you can follow along with the screen, you know, no worries if it's not there. Okay. So this is Lrit lakara, L-R-I-T, Lrit. Okay, Lrit. Lrit lakara is a very common future tense. So it's called second future tense, but doesn't mean that it's very commonly seen. It's only second because we have 2 types of future tense, the other being lut lakara. Okay, but let's look at Lrit. So Lrit lakara is very similar to lat lakara. We just add a extra sya. So you see what I'm highlighting there? Sya, an additional suffix to the dhatu, is attached to the ting pratyaya. So we usually have ti tha anti, si tha tha, mi vaha maha. Now we add sya to it. So syati, syataha, syanti. Syasi, syataha, syatha. Syami, syavaha, syamaha. Okay, we're just adding, so this is just like latakara, we add a sya. Okay, then syate, syete, you can say it with me. Syate, syete, syante, syase, syete, syadve, sye, syavahe, syamahe. Okay, so we add that syakara. So this is bu dhatu, but bu gets an extra e, so it's a little confusing. But you see, bhavishyati, bhavishyataha, bhavishyanti, bhavishyasi, bhavishyataha, bhavishyatha, bhavishyami, bhavishyavaha, bhavishyamaha. Okay, so now let's link a word. We're looking at vach dhatu. Okay. So we would say there's no ikara added extra. So for vach. So it's vakshyati. Vakshyati. So say it with me. Vakshyataha. Vakshanti. Vakshyasi. Vakshyatha. Sorry, vakshataha. Vakshyatha. Vakshyami, right? We see that word a lot. Vakshyami. Vakshavaha. Vakshyamaha. So the sentence is Tattvabodha prakaram vakshyamaha. Where do we see? Where would it be? Vakshyamaha. Uttama purusha bahuvachanam. Okay, so now every time you're seeing a verb and you see the sya or shya, it's usually shya. Shya or sya, because the sub becomes murdanya. So here it's shakara, murdanya shakara. If you see that, you can think lit lakara, L-R-I-T, future tense, lit. All right. So vakshyamaha. So this is lit lakara uttama purusha bahuvachanam. So now vakshyamaha. So we translate that as we say, right? We say. There's more than one, right? It's plural, but it's uttama purusha, first person. So it's we say, but it's future tense. We shall say, we will say, or we will describe. So Pujya Swamiji says, we will describe, or we shall describe. Okay, so we don't see, there's no first case who is plural, right? And a first case. So we just add that. Vayam vakshyamaha. We all, or Guravaha vakshyamaha, the teaching lineage, the teachers. It's not just this one teacher, it's the lineage is describing, right? So that's why plural is used. Or sometimes they say, for the matter of respect, they use bahuvachana, right? So when you're talking about a guru, you don't say is one person, you use plural for that guru. So Guravaha, even though it might be one person, but Guravaha, sometimes you add that convention is there. Okay. So vakshyamaha. What is vakshyamaha? So what are they describing? What shall we say? What will we say? Okay. So Nilimanji, do you have a guess of what are we going to be talking about?
Sadhana chatushtaya sampannadhikarinam.
Okay, why don't you get one more guess about what can it be?
Tattvabodha prakaram.
Yeah. I heard someone else in the background. Tattvabodha prakaram. Reason I'm saying give another guess is because this is sixth case, right?
It is.
It's not that wouldn't be the object. So Tattvabodha prakaram would be what case?
Second, two, dvitiya vibhakti, second.
Yep, dvitiya vibhakti.
Ekavachan.
Right. So this most likely is napumsakalinga. So Tattvabodha prakara, napumsakalinga, dvitiya vibhakti ekavachanam. And then what is the vibhakti arthaha?
It's a karmani dvitiya to vakshamaha.
Perfect. So how would we, okay. Yeah, so translating it would be, we shall describe
Tattvaviveka prakaram.
Tattvabodha prakaram, the method of discrimination of
type of truth.
of the truth. Yeah. Right. So we shall describe the method or modes, the ways of discriminating the truth from non-truth. Right. The non-truth is implied. So what? Yeah. So we shall describe. Okay, and we shall describe that in Gita class, which we will now transition to. But now you can guess that there's one samanadikaranam here also. Moksha sadhana bhutam. And who is this for? Sadhana chatushtaya sampannadikarinam. Okay. Actually, we're more likely to learn more about that in the Gita class. What is sadhana chatushtaya? Okay. So there's one question, Har Prasadji.
Mahodaya, I'm not clear about the first future tense and the second future. No, first future tense and second future tense.
Yeah. So those are not very good. There's no reason it's first versus second. They just gave those arbitrary numbers, but there's two types of future tense. So lit is used to express an action in the future in general. And lut is rarely seen. So just so we know that, lut is rarely seen. Let me show you this. Lut is used to express an action in the remote future, not of today.
Right.
So what that means is it's a little bit farther in the future. But if we lit, it can still be today, but at the end of today. Or it can be close, it can be tomorrow. Lut usually indicates a little bit further in time away.
And that is remote. I mean, that is rare.
That is very rare. Yeah,
Okay.
we rarely see that.
Nice.
So if you see future tense, it will most likely be lit.
Okay.
What we were learning today with syakara.
Okay.
Or syak.
Thank you.
Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Namaha Hari Om.